Hello again, this is DisturbingPuppet playing some more Blood Bowl 2. So we're starting with a new team today, actually. It's been a little while since I played Blood Bowl 2. I thought I would do something a little different and play a new team. Finished up the competition before with my Chaos Dwarf team. Ended up winning the final. Barely got through the playoff game and into the final. So today we're playing a High Elf team. I've never played a High Elf team before. Thought I'd give it a shot. I'm typically kind of playing more bruiser-heavy teams, so that's sort of my natural inclination is to kind of hit stuff and kind of see what kind of openings I can make and go from there. I did enjoy playing the Wood Elves a lot in the previous game. They're one of the more agile teams. Skaven worked okay, but the Wood Elves were pretty good. The High Elves I haven't played before, so I want to give them a try. A more agile team, you can do a lot more things. I have to try to avoid to fall into the trap of just beating guys up and trying to make openings that way and try to plan things out a little bit more. One thing I would help with that, and I would prefer if I had a little bit more control over the timing for the turn lengths. Maximum you can do is 4 minutes per turn. And with a more agile team, when you're trying to plan things out, I've noticed that I tend to get kind of rushed and will maybe do stupid things or trying to fall into my old habits of just beating people up and going from there instead of actually trying to plan things out. Just checking on the stream here. And for some reason, it doesn't look like I'm streaming. Well, it says live. Okay. I'm hoping it's working. It looks a little strange. Yeah, I hope it's actually working. Yeah, okay. A little odd info that I've got saying offline, but I'm not offline. So hopefully it is recording like it should be and actually streaming like it should be so people can watch what I'm doing. So I do typically put these games up on YouTube as well later. Up there, I'm Disturbing Puppet as well as on Twitch. So today we're just going to go through and look at the team, kind of look at the other teams that are in the competition that I created, and kind of go from there. So this is my new team, the Talons of Tiranoc, that I'll be playing first time today. They're pretty expensive players, so I just got 11 guys. My priority is probably going to be to save up enough money to get a second blitzer right now. I'm just starting out with just one. So I've got one thrower, starting with pass and safe throw, which is pretty helpful. None of the guys have decreased strength as well, which some of the teams, the catchers especially, might have a 2 strength instead of a 3. So I'm starting off with a couple catchers who both have catch. And then one blitzer. I couldn't afford having 2 if I wanted to have a reroll. So I'm starting off with a reroll and an apothecary. I felt that was pretty important with very expensive players to start off with one just in case. I've had things go very, very wrong sometimes very quickly. So my first opponent will be Necromantic team. So he's got the 2 werewolves, 2 whites. He's pretty geared up. 2 ghouls, 3 rerolls. So he's got a bit of an advantage on me on the reroll side of things. So look at the competition. Let's see what other teams we've got. So this is my team, the Talons of Tiranoc. We'll have in this competition a Goblin team, Chaos Dwarf team, Skaven, Kislev Circus, Vampire, which I've never really run into before, a second Chaos Dwarf team, and Necromantic. I do wish you could kind of change the teams that it kind of came up with. Sometimes it's a little unbalanced with the selection, but I'm just kind of going with it on this. So there are a lot of kind of bruiser teams in the competition, so it could be a little brutal for the more agile teams. And see what happens. So let's start the match. I don't have any money. I'm not spending any money. Opponent shouldn't have any money. So I'm an old Blood Bowl player from 2nd edition board game. I've been playing since then. Played Undead there. Played a lot of the 360 version of the game with all the different teams that were in that. I'm typically kind of picking more of the bruiser teams, and that's sort of my natural inclination is to kind of hit stuff and make openings. But I really did enjoy playing the more agile teams as well. So kind of trying to force myself to do things a little differently by picking a more agile team. I've got decent armor with the high elves as well, so I should be relatively safe from too many injuries. My guys are pretty expensive to replace. So I'm going to try to plan things out, be a little bit more tactical about how I'm doing things, my placement of guys, to try to learn the differences between my guys here as well, just based on their appearances quickly. Like I said, I do wish I could extend the amount of time I had per turn, especially with a more agile team. It makes it easier to kind of plan things out. I don't feel as rushed if I have a bit more time, and especially I'm playing against the computer, so why not give me as much time as I want? I will go ahead and give him the ball, so I'll get the ball in the second half. That's typically what I'll tend to do. So I just have one blitzer, so where is my blitzer? This must be him. Okay, to kind of learn the way they look. My catchers. So with a more agile team, even though I do have decent armor, I don't really want any more than the absolute minimum on the front line. I want to kind of limit how many of my guys he can beat up, if possible. All of my players have a 4 agility, which does make things pretty nice. I think I'll move my catchers out to the sides. These guys almost look like they're standing backwards. I keep my blitzer in the center here since I'm on the defense. It's like it should be another player somewhere, yeah, way back here for some reason. It's kind of a defense in depth sort of setup. I know he doesn't have a lot of fast guys, just a couple ghouls and the werewolves to really worry about. The whites are fairly fast, so I'm not sure how well I'm able to hold him off or get the ball away from him. I'm typically, kind of used to just beating up my opponents and getting the ball away pretty easily. I just throws it, didn't kick it. And sort of ideal, the ball's way in the back. He'll have to make rolls to get it. Worst case would be it ended up, off the side, so he could pick who received the ball. So I am not perfect playing Blood Bowl. I have a lot of experience, but I tend to try to rush, especially when I'm streaming. I do feel kind of rushed sometimes with the time limits as well. Sometimes I'll miss things or not pay attention to stuff, and it's just kind of the way it is. Kind of used to, playing against people where you can kind of second guess what you did and like, oh wait, no, I screwed that up. And if you do it, catch it right away, people were kind of like, yeah, fine, go ahead. With the computer, you make that mistake, you click the button, it's done. So no surprise, my front line here is getting beaten up. Ideally, I don't really want my players anywhere adjacent to his players. But I do want to stop him from advancing down the field if possible. With the 4 agility with all my players, they're all potentially ball carriers, passers, catchers. So that's kind of a nice thing. All of them have the capability to dodge fairly well, even though they don't have the dodge skill to start with. So we'll go ahead and throw a block over here on the ghoul. Kind of hoping to hurt his more agile, faster players if possible. Does open things up for me to move down the field as well with my players. I'm going to try to go for it here just a little further to get away so he can't hang me up with the zombies that easily. And looking at crazy dodges I can make around the side if I really want to try to get to the ball. Now what I may do for now, I'm going to pull my blitzer back just as kind of a oh crap in case he tries to pull off something really crazy. And what I'm going to do is try to get my catcher around the side here if I can. Okay, I'll use a reroll. And doesn't matter, going down anyway. In Blood Bowl, typically you want to do the safe things first, do the important things next. You never know when those turnovers are going to come. And when you're playing the board game, if you have bad die rolls, you kind of like, oh, my luck is really bad today, or I'm having terrible luck today. Playing against a computer, the natural inclination is to go, oh, computer's cheating. Dice are rigged, that kind of thing. And sometimes the RNG may not seem fair at all, and it does make you wonder. The computer's also a lot more aggressive about dice rolls. It'll often do kind of these one-die rolls. I typically won't even do as a player unless things are really desperate and I absolutely have to get that block in. But the computer seems to have a pretty good track record of coming out on top, making those rolls. Even making die rolls where I have the advantage sometimes. The computer has a really good track record. So there's my front line pretty much destroyed already. Try to slip through here, just going to cause him some problems. No, I don't really need to get out of there, do I? He can't throw a block to knock me out unless somebody comes around to block from here. The werewolf can't do it, so he does have guys here, so it's tempting to kind of dodge out and then maybe move here or just kind of hang out. Yeah, I've got a good enough chance. Let's give it a shot. And just kind of get in his way as much as possible here. Yeah, I mean, I can get a 1-die block on the ball carrier. I can get a 2-die block on the zombie kind of in front here. I think we'll go for the ball carrier. It's only 1 die, but we'll see what we can do. Hey, there we go. Nice. Come back there. I am going to stay put, though, and see where the ball goes. Okay. To dodge and go for it to get to here, just so I could kind of tie up the zombie there. Yeah, that's a little crazy. Got a decent chance. Let's go for it. Got to think. I'm agile. I'm agile. Come on. I'm agile. And what I may do is actually just stay where I'm at so I can react. I'm sure his werewolf is going to get up and try to get the ball. So since I did knock the ball free, I am going to move my blitzer up here a bit. And I'm going to try to dodge my catcher out of here. Is that a good idea? -2. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, I'll let that happen. That's fine. Try to save that reroll. Early on, you have so few rerolls. Try to save them for important things. Let's see what he does with the ball here. It is pretty hot today. I've got a fan blowing, so hopefully that's not creating a lot of extra noise or anything. Really, this early on, I'm just happy, like, no injuries during the game. That's all I really want, no injuries. Or at least no injuries that, cause any permanent damage or anything. No stat reductions, anything like that. No deaths. Trying to keep his agile guys here tied up. I'm tempted always with more agile teams to kind of dodge away as many guys as I can so he has no blocks he can make. But I do kind of want to, if I can, at least tie up his more agile guys. The 2 whites down here do worry me a little bit. I mean, it's possible he could try to throw or hand off and then hand off. I don't think you can hand off twice in a turn. You'd have to pass and then hand off. Yeah, so we could attempt sort of a pass down to the whites here, which would be a little dangerous. Yeah, we'll go for the deeper threat here. So what can I do to get to the ball? I mean, my blitzer can hit him anyway. I'd like to get an assist, though, to have a couple dice. That would be nice. So if I can take this guy down... That's not going to happen. Okay, I'll try to dodge out of here. Just kind of get around, have the assist from my blitzer on the ball carrier. Coming in from the side here. Be nice to take him out. Nope. Yeah, I mean, potentially I could use a reroll there, but it's not that kind of urgent at this point. So I'll try to get him out of here again. Let's see if we can make a dodge roll or not. Nope. That's fine. Oh, KO, that's bad. Oh well. Yeah, even though I've got decent armor, most of my guys have 8 armor, I'm still getting a decent number of KOs against me, which is not good, but it could be a lot worse. He does have a few extra guys here that are freed up on the side now that he can pull back. The zombie's slow enough that it's not really going to make much difference. The ghoul, though, could cause me some problems. Using those rerolls. Another KO. I end up with my entire team knocked out here. That's odd. He changed his mind, apparently. Okay. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot better, but could have been worse. So I could try to get him out of here, maybe kind of reposition around, blocking, or maybe move up here for an assist. But I'm kind of looking at possibly blitzing with my blitzer that's down on the ball carrier. If I don't have somebody next to him, though, it's going to count as an assist, so I'll be at a negative. So I'm kind of looking at it. I could just straight up hit him if I just stand him here. Unfortunately, I don't really want to do that, but the other option would be to kind of move him to this position. because it's fairly important, I think we're just going to kind of limit the die rolls to just doing the blitz here. I still have the one reroll, which I then need. Just a push, unfortunately. Try to stay on the ball carrier. I know he'll have an advantage here. I could potentially try to dodge and then dodge to be out on the edge here, just one-on-one. It's not a terrible idea, but if I go down, I've got nobody holding up his ball carrier. So I'm going to play it a little bit safe. I know I'm going to get a block there, unfortunately. Thinking trying to get out here. Move to block access to the ghoul in case he wants to try to hand it off or pass it to him. Try to get him out of here. Move him towards the ball carrier. It's tempting to go for it. I know it's only supposed to be a 1 in 6 chance, but I've had incredibly bad luck in going for it in this game. It'd be nice to have somebody else on the ball carrier, though, so I'm going to risk it. Yeah. I swear at least 50% of the time that fails, even though it's supposed to be a roll of a 1 in 6. So a die 6, only a result of a 1 is supposed to result in you falling down when you go for it. But I swear, I've had games where every single time I've gone for it and my opponent has gone for it, they've all gone down. Or I've had more than 2 or 3 times where you go for it, fail, use a reroll, and then fail on the reroll also. And that happens a lot. So it seems like something is a little off with the going for it rolls. Yeah, I'm just going to build a big cage here around the ball. It's going to be pretty hard for me to get in there to get to it. Really, I'm just kind of hoping I'm stalling enough to make it take long enough that he can't get into my end zone. I don't think I'm able to get the ball away. Being a little outnumbered like I am now. I mean, it's still possible, but having a bunch of KO'd guys down doesn't help. And he's getting good rolls on these blocks too, which doesn't help me. Super aggressive, but the AI does this a lot and almost never ends up bad for them. So now I'm out of rerolls, and my guys are all down on the field. Not looking fantastic, that's for sure. So I'll push him over so I can free up my other guy here. Damn, these damn werewolves are so fast. I'm going to use him on the side here to sort of block. We're going to see if we can free up somebody else to sort of get in the way on the other side. Got a little bit better chance. We'll start back here. Failing dodges. You have to do everything with a player before you can move on to the next one, so you do end up kind of in situations like that, where you try to do the safest thing first. If I'm looking at wanting to dodge everybody out, but everybody has to stand up first, that's really not good. It's trying to make the best of a bad situation. I was hoping to get either this guy or this player over blocking the other way, just kind of in this general area to make it difficult to get around. Another KO. It's down another guy. Let's see if he'll make his going for it roll. Well, at least he stayed on his feet. That gives me at least a chance here. Try to do the completely safe things first. So I'm just going to leave him there with the zombie. Not planning to charge out. What my idea is to sort of move him over to assist. Move him over as well. Get a 1-die block on the ball carrier, if I can make the dodge roll anyway. Dodge. Okay. It's just a 1-die block, but just a push. I'll try to stay on the ball carrier, I guess. Kind of surrounded here by enemies. He might be scoring against me here. try to get through here if we can. Gonna have to go for it here. Okay. It actually turned out okay. I'm always kind of holding my breath when I go for it. I've had such bad luck with it. At least have a few guys on the ball. He's got a bunch of guys free, so he's going to be able to get up and get assists and throw blocks and stuff. It's probably about as best as I can do and kind of hope for the best. If I can stop him from scoring, mostly from him having a bad die roll at some point, then I'll be in a pretty good shape here. I'm bringing in a lot of guys. Not good for me. Yeah! Failure reroll. Failure reroll. Okay, fail going for it. That's too bad. His rerolls are paying off. Okay, most of my guys come back, but not everybody. It'd be nice to have everybody back. Okay. I swear it looks like they're facing backwards when it's zoomed out. I don't know what it is. That's my entire team. So few people. He's got his fast guys here. Can pretty much get anywhere. My thrower is unconscious. Unfortunately, I'd normally have him back to try to get the ball. So, of course, he's unconscious. Kicking team sets up first, so I know this is a setup unless some kind of kickoff event happens. But all my guys have decent agility, so I think my ball carrying ability might be okay. I do only have 2 turns to try to score here. It would be really nice to get a score. So I'm trying to move up as much as I can with my potential ball carriers to or receivers so that I have that opportunity to move this turn so I can get in on the next one. I think we'll go with this. Hope for the best. Now give me a reroll, at least one anyway. So since I've got a reroll, I'm going to try something here a little aggressive. Try to clear the side here if possible. even if I just get a push. Try to hang up his werewolf here. So many options within Agile Team. I'm trying to think about all the different things I can do. It's pretty easy to kind of get away from people I'm adjacent to, so it's really tempting to kind of think about all these different options. It takes time, though. Not much time to play. So I really would like a lot more time, or unlimited time, or at least the option, especially if I'm playing against the AI. Let me take as much time as I want. And really what I want to do is just tie up the werewolf here. Fortunately, that cost me a reroll. That's not good. I don't have a lot of time. I got to get the ball or a potential receiver down the field. So let's try to get the ball here. Let's try it. Nice. Got things fairly open here. Unfortunately, his white's free, his ghoul's free. I'm probably going to get pounded on no matter what I do. Just try to get down as far as we can. Could try to go for it. I don't think it'll make any difference here for movements. Yeah, if I got to here, he'd have to at least make a going for it roll once with the white to block with him. But that's a couple going for it rolls, which is very dangerous. Let's try, I guess. I'm so gun shy now after having it fail so many times. And that's why. But if he doesn't secure that ball, I've got somebody who can pick it up and get into the end zone with it. Got a blitzer down in the area as well. So as long as he doesn't actually secure it, I should be okay. If he fails this pickup, it would be awesome. Just pushes, it's good. So this is his last turn of the half. So next will be my last turn of the half. So I may not even get up some of these guys if they can't really do anything involving getting the ball free or scoring. And there really isn't much point even trying to do anything with them. And if I want to score, he's got to be the one to get the ball and get in. He's going to have to free up the ball. So I have to at least make a dodge roll to get out of here. Okay, that's the first hurdle. The next is if I hit him and the ball goes free, I do not want the ball to end up going off the side because it'll get thrown in kind of in a random location. I want it to stay near him. Shit. Well, just a push. That ruins all my plans. I needed to get the ball free to score. Nothing I can really do. Try one thing, just try to get him out and over so I can have an advantageous block on the werewolf here to try to hurt him if possible before the turn's over and the half's over. Yep, that's it for the half. Nothing else I can really do. Hopefully I'll have all my guys back at the start of the next half. I'll be receiving the ball. Try to score as fast as I can. So now I can just have my thrower back. I can move up these other guys. He's got the same formation, it looks like. Actually, I'm going to shift my blitzer to the other side. Ball's pretty close to the line there. I could actually just pick it up and try to carry it. I would like to score as quickly as possible, though. That would be nice. Well, it's only really, super helpful if I can actually get the ball away from him once he gets it. I do need to tie up his fast guys if possible. Be a little bit more aggressive here. Nice. Oh, good, injured. Even though he regenerates, it means he's out until the play stops, basically. So then I can actually move him in a position to help cover the werewolf and the ghoul. And do the same here. I'm just going to tie up the werewolf. Tie up the white. Yeah, I would like to throw her to have the ball just in case things go bad, and I can shift and throw the ball to the other side if I need to, if I run one way and then potentially throw the other. As tempting as it is to just pick it up with the lineman is here. Pick it up! Okay. So for now I'm planning on just keeping it, the ball there with him. I'd like to get him down a bit as well as a potential threat. Kind of dodging through here would be kind of something I would do later. It's a little risky. It's not super important. So we got things relatively covered there. Having this free zombie here means he can potentially get advantageous blocks here to get through to the ball carrier, possibly. Yeah, we're going to see what we can do as far as dodging through here if possible. Even if I don't end up going for him with a pass or something, he might pull some guys off to cover him instead of moving them towards the ball carrier. It's nice to have some options just in case, though. I try to include some kind of tips and stuff in my playthroughs just for people who might be starting out, giving some ideas of things to do and think about when you're playing. I'm no expert, of course. I will make mistakes. But I've been playing a long time, so the sort of instinct. But a lot of my instincts are for bruiser teams, which isn't really that helpful sometimes. Nice. That gives me a turnover. Okay, can my catcher make it in from here? No. Can my blitzer make it in from here? No. So I could potentially run around to here, try to throw the ball over there. I could run behind the line and then try to throw the ball. Just because I want to try to score as quickly as possible. Or I can take a more slow approach. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the ball away from him once he gets it, though, is kind of the problem. So just in case, just sort of do the standard things here. Yeah, I mean, I could get it to the catcher and get him down to here. I'd probably be hesitant to go for it. The goal would be an issue. Trying to think more agile, so let's do something a more agile team would do. What am I looking at here? Not a great chance. Like, breathe. Remember to breathe every time I think about that. Yeah, let's go for it. Nice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, I could potentially throw some blocks and stuff, but really what I want to do is just score as fast as I can. I don't have to make any dice rolls for that. Now, if I can just stop him from scoring, or if I can get the ball away from him, then I have a chance to score again. Come out with a win instead of a tie. I mean, I could still lose. He could grind his way through me and beat me up pretty bad. That's always something that will happen. Yeah, we'll keep with kind of the same sort of setup as we had before defensively. I just want the ball to stay on the field. Hopefully he won't catch it. And he does. That's too bad. Prefer to have him make as many die rolls as possible. Just another chance for him to mess up any kind of die roll, give me a turnover. He's going to hammer his way right through my front line here, I'm sure. So what the undead do, they beat you up. Yeah, I was thinking about, because I had played the Wood Elves before, and I had the advantage of having a Tree Man and then the War Dancers with the leap skill and all that. It's pretty nice to have a lot of that stuff. Uh-oh. There we got no long-term effect. Yeah, I'll just accept that. I'm kind of saving it for deaths or any kind of permanent damage to somebody. I mean, I can get a one-on-one block right now just with my guys running around the edge here that's free. I'll have to make a going for it roll. It's only a 1-die block. So before I do that, I'll just see what I can do about tying things up a little bit. I'm just going to get him around to be in a position if I can get the ball free. Possibly to come in from behind next turn. Got the reroll, so hopefully this will be okay. Failed the going for it roll there, that's what that happens. Nope, it'll go down. Nice, okay. I am not going to follow that up. I'm going to click KO, that's good. Let's see where the ball ends up. Oh, next to my guy, nice, okay. So my reroll is already gone for the half. Yeah, it's tempting to use going for it just to move up to tie up the white here, but I don't want to take that risk. Tie up the ghoul here as well. And I'm going to move my blitzer over around this way as well. Keep him deep just in case things go horribly, horribly wrong. I've got an advantageous block here, so I might as well throw it. I'm actually going to stay put here. I just want to have some coverage around the side in case he tries to can actually get the ball and then try to go around. Most likely he's going to try to hammer his way right through the middle here. I'm just hoping he won't be able to get the ball. Fail! Fail! I just picked it up with ease, no problem. And he's got a lot of advantageous blocks here on the front. More KOs coming. It was tempting to pull the guys off the front line always, but in this case I wanted to tie them up so that they wouldn't be able to move back so easily on the ball. Very aggressive. Tie up the werewolf here if possible. Yeah, I can move around to get a block on the ghoul to get him out of the way, or the zombie here to take him out, hopefully, which would then mean I could potentially have a 2-die block from my catcher onto the white. I'd like to hit the white with somebody else, though, because my catcher would be the one to then, scoop up the ball and make a run for the end zone, because I can actually make it from here, going for it once. But this ghoul here does cause some problems. So what can I do? I think there isn't really much of a way I can get a good hit with anyone else on him. I still have the blitzer free, so we can try that. Try to do things a bit more safely here, just to try to get the ball free if possible. It's all 1-die blocks, though, is all I can really do. Unless I can knock somebody down. I could just hit the ghoul here, or I can kind of run around and get a 1-die block on the white. Of course, if I just get a push or something, I'm just moving him towards the end zone. So maybe I will just go for the ghoul here. Hey, attack her down. And I'm stunned. That's not good. So I always do the safe things first. Sometimes there's nothing safe. That's the problem. Ah, and another KO. I just want my guys to stay on the field because they're agile enough I can get up and move around, but if they get knocked out, taken off the field, I can't do anything. He's got a heck of a cage around the ball now. Okay, don't go down, don't go down. Okay, it's alright. Yeah, I mean, it's not good, but it certainly could be a lot worse. Got a bit of a gap here since he moved this guy over between the tackle zones that he could potentially just run right down through. That's a little bit of a problem. Getting this guy up, I would like to kind of dodge him out from there, and then possibly act as an assist here. Of course, that requires die rolls, so I'm looking at my other options here. I'd like to get him here, but again, it's always risky doing that, going for it rolls. Always makes me very uncomfortable. Okay. So I'm going to move up to sort of block the seam here. Get an advantageous block here. Hope things go okay. Oh, nice. Wow. Straight up killed him. Good job. Okay, dodge out of there, please. Thank you. Give me another advantageous block here, just to kind of knock my way into his cage around the ball. And he's got kind of a bit of an opening here he can run over and get around to. I would like to keep his werewolf hung up, but I think I'm going to need to kind of pull him out of here to sort of block that seam that's not covered. So you can see I've got tackle zones. You have to go all the way to the edge here, which is a little slow. Tackle zone coverage all the way out to here. So he could run away out this way or way out this way. He could hand it off to the werewolf. That's probably worst case scenario for me. I've got fairly well blocked for a straight advance. We'll see if he'll go out to the sides here or not. Stay on your feet. Oh well. I don't think he's going to move the ball here at all. No, a little bit out to the side. Have to readjust that way. Leap scale would be really nice around now. Yeah, move up to assist or move back in case things go horribly wrong. Let's move back in case things go horribly wrong. No great options. Shift over here a bit. Both of these players I'd like to dodge out from their positions. Okay, good. Just kind of move him towards the ball carrier. I can get adjacent if I go for it a couple times. A little risky, but we'll go for it. Okay. So I'm just going to stand him up. I'm not going to risk doing my initial plan, which is to dodge him out, move him around, or further in. And I'm going to do something a bit aggressive here. Throw a block on the werewolf on the end. It's just a one-die block. Yeah, that's kind of the way it turns out for me, doesn't it? Uh-oh, injury. What do we got? Miss next game. Yeah, that's fine. It might have been a case where, again, I'm thinking we're more of a bruiser team, trying to throw blocks. I probably shouldn't. No long-term effects. Okay, fine. So I just want my guys to stay on their feet. If I can stay on my feet, I have a better chance of getting out of there, being able to contribute and do something. Possibly get the ball free. It's still possible being on the ground as long as they're not stunned or anything. I can maybe get something here. Oh. Well, I was kind of relying on my agility a bit too much there, probably. Probably run the ball out to the side here as much as he can. Don't really. What is he doing? That's very strange. I mean, he's got a good cage around him. One more turn to score. I'm not sure he can make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, I'll have to go for it twice, so he can potentially get in. Yeah, he's just pounding the crap out of my team here. It'd be nice to at least knock the ball free, but that might actually be worse because the werewolves have a higher movement. Yeah, I don't want to make too many dice rolls if I can avoid it. Just the way things have been going for me here. Yeah, I mean, I can get a one-die block on the ball carrier. right? From here, within, it's cancelled, so yeah, it should be 1. That's probably what I should do. My other thought was to block here. Of course, it could go very badly. So from here, yeah, I've got to go for it too. As long as I stay on my feet here, I don't get knocked down. Okay, I actually get the ball free. Let's stay where I'm at. Let's see where the ball ends up. Should I dodge and go for it as well to get adjacent to the ball? Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea. The werewolf is the danger. If he gets the ball, then he can run right into the end zone. But if I screw up in the dodge, if I dodge here, it's a little safer. If I screw up the going for it or dodge here, then it's pretty easy for him to get through here. Here, the dodge isn't terrible. This dodge is the hard one. So I think I'm going to leave him there. It kind of leaves the zombie or the white to get up to go for the ball. So get him out of there. Yeah, positioning doesn't really make much difference here, I don't think. There's not much that's going to be affected. So we'll just move up somewhere. So that was my last turn. Let's see if he can actually score. I'm hoping not. Okay, he picks it up with the zombie. Okay, that's about his worst choice. And he still managed to get the ball. So, okay. So some bad choices by my opponent there are going to result in a tie. I'm really astonished he went for the ball with a zombie and succeeded in picking up the ball with a zombie. That's kind of an amazing feat in and of itself from having played Undead. If he had another turn, he could have scored, but I don't think I would have been able to stop him there if he had another turn. Fin factor goes up, and we've got a tie. He had a lot more ball possession. My ball's 6%. Wow, okay, that was pretty short. More agile teams do often have it quite low because you can score really quickly sometimes. You're not slowly grinding your way down the field like a lot of the other teams. 2 passes, 2 catches. 6 KOs inflicted, 3 injuries inflicted. 106 yards running, pretty impressive. 54 blocks sustained, crazy. Actually had a decent number of star player points there. Thought it wouldn't be very good, but that turned out okay. So we've got the Kiss Up Circus won their game. Chaos Dwarf, one of the Chaos Dwarf teams, won their game. Me and Necromantic tied. Looks like Chaos Dwarf and Vampire also tied. And then Goblins and Skaven lost. So I'm not sure which team. That's the Goblin team lost 2-1. 0-0 tie there. Hey, at least it's not a loss. Somebody leveled up. Hey, my Blitzer leveled up. Okay, that's not bad. We'll be down a catcher for next game. That kind of sucks. Let's see what we get. So for blitzers, I do like they often start with block. I do often like tackle, shadowing, strip ball. Those are all really helpful. Early on, I often take tackle first because it increases your chances of taking guys out and cancels out those dodge abilities. And people try to dodge around you through your tackle zones. So I'm going to go ahead and take tackle first. With 60,000, I don't think I can afford another player. Definitely not. Yeah, even my linemen are 70,000. It's pretty hard to replace. So I definitely want another blitzer to max that out. Catchers are actually pretty good in this with the increased movement. They don't have a decreased strength like the Wood Elf teams. Some of the other, like the human team catchers, have the 2 strength. So the catchers are actually quite good in this. I could see them almost becoming sort of catcher / blitzer kind of characters as you advance them.
Did you know it's rumored that Spike magazine editor Yuri Rino actually hates sport and would rather action figures instead?
So that's probably going to be about it for today. Just kind of finishing that first game of the campaign with my new team. Hopefully I can actually have a bit more success with them as we go forward, and I can actually get some more guys and advance guys the way I want. I do kind of feel that I'm sort of missing something. You know, even with the Wood Elves, I had the Tree Men and the War Dancers to kind of make up for some of my loss and strength. I typically approach things more as a bruiser kind of character, bruiser kind of player, so it's a little difficult to try to just rely on agility. So I'm going to have to try to adjust the way I'm thinking about stuff and playing, and hopefully that will succeed. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I'm DisturbingPuppet, and I will put this up eventually on my YouTube channel as well, which is also DisturbingPuppet. So I just want to thank you for watching and really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.